What's up, Mob Squad? Welcome to this week's edition of Talking Touchdowns. Wah, wah. That was definitely not ideal. The Rams came up short to the Vikings in a hard-fought battle on the road, but now they return home to Los Angeles to take on the Saints, and I've got a few things for you to keep your eye on. Well, like I said, this week was definitely not ideal. I knew this week was going to be tough, and everyone's been talking about how difficult the Rams' schedule is as they close out the regular season. And yeah, it was difficult. The Rams faced their former quarterback Case Keenum, who is having a hell of a time in Minnesota. He went 27 of 38 for 280 yards with 1 touchdown against our defense. Now, the Rams' offense struggled quite a bit this week. Jared Goff went 23 of 37 for 255 yards with no touchdowns. And Cooper Kupp, one of our most solid receivers, struggled to keep the ball in his hands. With the game tied at 7, the rookie wideout caught a 3rd and 4 pass at the 11-yard line over the middle and approached the goal line before Viking safety Anthony Harris stripped the ball out and recovered the fumble at the 1-yard line. And then on an early play in the 4th quarter, Cooper Kupp had plenty of room to get some yardage down the field, but just couldn't hang on to Goff's pass. Todd Gurley was able to get very little going on the ground with 37 yards on 15 carries and 1 touchdown. Just overall, the Rams' offense could not outplay the extremely talented Vikings defense. The Rams' defense turned out to be pretty depleted this week. Cornerback Kayvon Webster didn't return after halftime due to a concussion, and Nikel Roby-Coleman hurt his thigh in the 2nd quarter and didn't return. This was a huge downfall for the Rams' secondary, and the Vikings' offense definitely took advantage. Even with the injuries, there is no taking away from the Vikings offense. The Rams played an extremely talented team this week, and they learned a lot. Now the Rams are back in the Collie and ready to take on the Saints. The Drew Brees-led Saints are heading into this week on an 8-game win streak, getting their last win in a come-from-behind fashion against a very tough Redskins team. The Saints were down 15 points with less than 3 minutes left in the game when the offense kicked things into gear, scoring 2 touchdowns to send the game into overtime with a 2-point conversion. The Saints now sit atop of the NFC South with a record of 8-2. Drew Brees has been as steady of a QB as any over the course of his career, but with the added help of young talent around him, the Saints rank 2nd in passing yards, 3rd in rushing yards, and are averaging 30.2 points per game. Since their 2009 Super Bowl victory, the Saints' Achilles heel has been their defense. So far in 2017, they ranked top 10 in all categories except rush defense, which has made this already dangerous team seemingly ready to make a deep run into the playoffs. Key players to watch. Drew Brees ranks 3rd in passing yards with 2,783 yards. Mark Ingram ranks 4th in rushing with 806 yards. Michael Thomas ranks 7th among wide receivers with 753 yards, and rookie running back Alvin Kamara has established himself as possibly the best offensive rookie so far this year. Like I said, the Rams' defense suffered crucial injuries to their top 2 cornerbacks, Nikel Roby-Coleman and Kayvon Webster. We'll have to see how serious these injuries are, because without these 2 cornerbacks, it's definitely going to be difficult for the Rams to stop the Saints' offense. The one weakness the Saints have shown thus far is their inability to stop the run. So it's going to be very important for McVay to get Gurley going early and often to keep the Saints offense off the field as much as possible and hopefully wear down this newly improved Saints defense. Now for my game prediction. Yep, you guessed it, I'm giving the Rams the W. Yes, it's probably going to be another tough week, especially with the injuries, but I think the guys can pull it off. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at RamsFGSN.